Hi everyone. We're back for another Stephie Spotlight, and I'm here with my friend Elisa.
Hi!
We're in her beautiful home. It's Saturday morning, and first a little story about how Elisa and I met. She is a designer for Nordstrom, and I'll let her elaborate a little bit more on that, but we met because I was working for Armoire at the time, and one of my manager basically worked with Elisa at Nordstrom, and she knew that Elisa and I were going to be on a panel together, so she introduced us. We had coffee before the panel, and then it was so nice to just it was my first panel. Was it your first panel?
It was my first, for sure.
Her first panel as well, so it was nice going in and kind of
knowing someone.
Yeah, knowing someone. So we became friends that way, and then she also is a fashion blogger, and her content is the shit, legitimately the shit. So yeah, that's how we met. And so today I just wanted to sit down with her because I just think she's an awesome individual. One of my favorite people that I've met in Seattle for sure.
So sweet.
Yeah, and she's a designer, she's a mom, she's a blogger, and I just think she has a lot of value to add. So yeah, that's why I wanted to sit down with you, my dear.
I am seasoned.
Okay, so I feel like a lot of people want to know what it's really like to be a designer, and not what they see on Project Runway and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Just kind of talk a little bit about that.
Well, when I was younger, I dreamt of it being before I started school. It was very glamorous, oh my god, I can't wait to graduate and design my own line. It's gonna be amazing, I'm gonna be famous. It was nothing like that. When school started, I went to school at FIT in New York. It was a lot of work. A lot of late nights, consecutive late nights. And you feel like you'll never get it done because you are a perfectionist. You want to be that perfectionist because you want to set anything that you on the runway to be absolutely amazing. Now you're trained that way. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't look good, don't make it. Right?
Yeah.
So after I graduated, I really got a good taste of what an entry-level fashion design job is, because there's no way I have enough experience to start my own line. So it was a lot of grunt work, steaming, picking up stuff, hanging things, rolling racks. It was not pretty for the first 3 or 4 years. It was, I think no matter where you work, it's going to be like that, right? Mm-hmm. Probably if you're in a larger company, you will learn less, but you have more space to grow. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get that.
You in a smaller company, you have to do more, so you learn fast, right? But then the growing part is oh god, where do you go, right? Because there's only so many positions there,
right?
So fast forward a little bit later. What I love about my job is that I get to travel, and travel, whether it's personal or work, is where you learn the most, mm-hmm. right? Because what you can learn in school is on your textbook. Your work experience is a different learning experience than when you travel. You see everything. I saw how product was made, how things were sent down the production line, and inspection, and mm-hmm. It's just an eye opener. So
you see the whole process.
Exactly. From start to finish. We'll start with me and then finish with them. And everything's made in overseas nowadays. So I went to China a lot, especially Shanghai. I went to Hong Kong. I also worked there for 18 months. And
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I had time of my life. I was 27, and I was partying out, oh yeah, I should be saying
no, it's whatever.
Okay, I party a lot. And if you've been to Hong Kong, there's a lot of places to get stupid. I feel stupid. Made a lot of good friends there, and it was an amazing experience. It doesn't come very often because in fashion, companies don't really send you to another country to work.
Right.
All right. So I jumped at it. Because I'm Chinese and I speak Cantonese, so it was perfect transition.
Right.
Because I've always wondered how it was living there. It was amazing. I came home after 18 months, took that with me, And I was like, okay, time for something else. So,
Okay.
I know I'm not answering the question. Really.
No.
I'm talking about my history.
It doesn't matter. I think it's interesting.
Then I moved to Seattle and I started working with the restroom. I moved to Seattle because I was married to a Seattleite. And we thought we would make a great life living here, and we were right. And being a fashion designer, I'm actually a knitwear designer. And what's it like to be a designer? Oh my god.
So you design high-end cashmere sweaters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. I started out as a knitwear designer when I first came out of school. So
Is this one of your sweaters?
Yes. Thanks for asking. I had to learn everything from start because it was not a program that I didn't major in that in school, so I had to start
Over, basically.
And I fell in love with it. And it was very complicated, and you really had to learn the skills and hone in on it. And to this day, after 20 years, I'm still learning my job. Okay, I mean, there are parts there where I can just close my eyes and do it, and there are parts where, you know, oh my god, I'm still an eye opener. Still trying to learn about stitches, about how, you know, full fashion garment is made, what are the problems, how I can solve it. That's my favorite part, is how I can solve a problem. So if something is made and if it's not making money, what can I do to the garment to make money?
To like make it sell better.
To make it have a markup.
Okay.
Markup. Because knitwear, you design a piece of garment with a string, right?
Uh-huh.
Whereas a woven garment, like the dress you're wearing, it's actually a knit, but it's a woven garment. It's rolls of fabric already woven, right?
Yeah.
And then you put a pattern on top of it, and then you cut it.
Right.
Whereas knitwear is a giant ass machine. Take a string, you lay it on top of the needles, and then you take the carriage, you go, and you roll it back and forth, right? And then it's automated now, right? Back in the day, it's all hand.
That's crazy.
Hand flat, it's crazy. Then you basically, as you knit, you shape the garment, right? If I take this right now and take the sleeve off, you can tell the armhole has a shape.
Right.
Then it's straight. Then it's almost like a box. Same thing
Yeah.
on the other side. And then this neck is knitted into a V shape.
Right.
It's not cut.
Right. Oh shit, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I know.
I actually had no idea about that.
So if you cut a sweater into a shape, it's sacrilege. You're wasting a lot of material.
Yeah.
Because garment is made, especially a sweater garment, each garment is made based on the weight. So the more you put in, the more it costs.
Right. Okay. That
And
makes
you can
sense.
tell, if I can actually show you. Right. This is a full fashion garment because it's so clean, right? Versus if you took another sweater or cotton
Don't
silk
look at
like this,
mine.
you see the stitch here?
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying no. This is made properly.
Right.
If you see the stitch on an actual sweater like this, it's not made properly. Just saying.
Now we know.
Little high end, like, you know, tidbits here and there that a lot of shoppers don't know because they're not educated. Like someone
Right.
that's in the
That like
field,
field the garment. Right. I'm gonna that's really cool. I had no idea. I'm sure most people didn't know that either.
No,
I wanna
yeah.
I wanna talk a little bit about your blog and how you got started doing that, and like if I was a designer, this is just how kind of if I was a designer and I was like working with garments all day long, I feel like I would not want to do another fashion project on the side in case I like got burned out or something. But
yeah, you would like, I don't know, go build like a tree house or something. I don't know.
No, but I want to know like why you started E for Elisa. That's her blog, E for Elisa. You should check it out, and also follow her on Instagram. But tell me like about that process and why you decided to start it.
A blog. Okay, so I loved fashion before I became a fashion designer. I think my influence was my mom, and I would usually take her, you know, garments. I mean, not garments. Yeah. Her LV and Gucci purses, yes she did. Model them around at home. I'll take bed sheets and just style them. So I always had that in me,
Uh-huh.
right? Then I kind of like, okay, how do I make money out of that, right? That's why I went to school. But then going back into like, my blog is basically my fashion styling diary, my personal one.
Mm-hmm.
What I do at work is what I do at work, right? It has something to do with my blog, but my blog is more for me. It's personal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a voice that's coming out from a designer, natural designer, that I want to talk about fashion and educate people. I want to there are times where I'll talk about an editorial photo piece, that I'm like telling a story. And then designers love to tell stories, right? And like, so you can imagine like where the concept is from, where the creativity has come.
Mm-hmm.
So I love doing that, and I want to inspire people.
And I feel like her blog definitely does that, because I think something that stands out to me just about you personally and your blog is that Elisa is very real, and that 100% comes through on her content, and just like her Instagram post and her blog as well. I remember we both wrote stories about kind of sexual harassment that had happened to us, and at the time I was like very nervous about publishing that.
Me too.
And then she also was, and it kind of like, I don't know, it brought us together because I think that was one of the first things that we were like, oh, this is like really cool. We're both like writing about it, and it's courageous, and it's good to tell that story. So that's just like one small example of like one way that I feel like you're different from other people, is that like when I go to your blog and I read your posts and I also look at your Instagram, I feel like that's the real you. You know what I mean? It's not like,
I
don't
mean,
know.
like it's hard to be authentic now because blogging is so saturated, and everyone wants to perceive themselves having a perfect life. Like, oh, I can't take a picture with like makeup on, without makeup on, blah blah blah. But like, I have to say, I put makeup on purposely for this video. I just woke up. But
we're going somewhere after this too.
Okay, yeah. But like I'm like authentic. I try to be as authentic as possible. If I be too authentic, there'd be like certain things. Sometimes I'd be like, I'll probably get kicked out of Instagram. But like, but I do try to tell a personal story in each blog post. I tie it back to something that happened to me, professionally or personally. So it makes me feel like I'm talking to my girlfriend. And it's been working for me, and I think I'm getting good response from my friends and like people who. Sometimes I get recognized on the street. It's crazy in Seattle.
That's really cool, though. I think that's so cool. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up a little bit, but is there anything else you feel like you want to share just about yourself or the design world or blogging or being a mom or anything that you just like want to share?
I think the mom part is probably one of the most important things.
Yeah.
That come and play. Wife too.
Oh yeah, and wife.
Yeah, Peter, my husband. If you look at my life, you probably think like, oh, how does she do all that? How does she have a blog?
I often think that about her. So
have a kid, family, and I get asked that a lot, and I don't do it all. I am very selective. I go to blogging events. I can't do it all. I can't go to events that don't, because it takes so much time away from my friends and family. So I don't go to all of them. I'm very selective. So if I show up, you're lucky because I'm there. Like designing, like it's work is great. It's like, for me, it's not common. It is 9 to 5. Right? I do my stuff. I leave. Okay, and
get the fuck out of there.
Fuck yeah, because like I do my job and I don't need to stay late, but a lot of people do. I want to say that it doesn't that happen. I'm an exception. Maybe I've been doing it for so long, I do it really fast, But I make sure I get out of there at 5. And then I come home and I want to spend time with my family. Like I only have 2 or 3 hours with my kid, so that's really important to me as well. So like I basically try to say is like I make a point to have a schedule And sometimes things gotta give, you know, you have to find what's important to you and prioritize. And like blogging is another job and it's a lot of work. It's like when I do it was before I go to sleep. And you know, if you call it a job, it's a job, but if you love it, it's not a job. So I love it, you know. And like I actually almost had my website deleted one day, like last year, like around the time when we met. I was freaking out. I was like, what the fuck? Like I felt like my whole life of the last year was like vanished.
Oh my
Can you
God.
imagine like your
No, I can't.
right?
I can't. It's so much work that you put in.
Right. So I realized how important it was to me.
Oh,
you know, like
makes sense.
and I has to make it work. I can't blog every other day. I do once a week, and that's pretty good.
No, I think that's really good.
I try to do.
No, that's really good.
But yeah. So if you want to, my point is like if you want to do something you love, it doesn't matter how much you wouldn't call it work, and you put time into it because you love it and you want it, and then you can't have everything. I look like I have everything, but I don't. I didn't wake up like this.
I know, I did not wake up. Everyone knows, like, I never do my hair, so
I
can't believe.
I know, she just I saw, I was like, oh, Stephie's so pretty today. But I am having fun. I don't know where blogging is going to go, but I love the community in Seattle, you know, love her, met her there. So I made a lot of friends through that. And it's been great.
Okay, cool. That's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.